Let us see, students. Kingdom Protesta. We have discussed about the categories of Kingdom Protesta, that is chrysophytes. We have discussed about dinoflagellates. Dinoflagellates. The third category which we have to study today, that is eugleniid. We have to discuss about the eugleniid today. Let us see, students. We have discussed about chrysophytes, dinoflagellates. Now today we have to discuss about the eugleniid. As the name given, students, eugleniid. These are the organisms which have two flagella also as the chrysophytes, and the size of flagella are not same. One flagella is long and other flagella is small. What am I saying? They have two flagella. Have two flagella. One is small and बेटा प्लीज अपने आप को म्यूट कर लो यदि बात हो रही है तो. And other is long. Other is long. Euglenids are the organisms which have two flagella. One is small and other is long. These are also aquatic. We have studied that protistians are the aquatic organisms. These are aquatic, but mostly they are found in fresh water. या हम कह सकते हैं कि they are found in fresh water only. Means if we discuss about the habitat of these organisms, then we can say that they are found in fresh water. Fresh water habitat होती है इनकी. And the most important factor of the category eugleniid is that they are so both the autotrophic as well as heterotrophic mode of nutrition. These are the organisms which show both the autotrophic as well as heterotrophic organisms. Heterotrophic nutrition. Then how it is possible कि same organisms will show the autotrophic mode of nutrition and heterotrophic mode of nutrition? Let us see. So autotrophic as well as heterotrophic mode of nutrition. They show autotrophic as well as heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Then how it is possible, students, that these organisms show the autotrophic as well as heterotrophic mode of nutrition? Yes, students. The example of this category is Euglena. Euglena. You all are familiar with this Euglena, that it is unicellular and eukaryotic. You have not studied that in which kingdom it is placed, but you all are familiar with the Euglena. These are the organisms which show the autotrophic mode of nutrition in presence of sunlight. In presence of sunlight, they show the autotrophic mode of nutrition, means they can prepare their food by itself. It means that there is the presence of chlorophyll like substance. Chlorophyll यदि उपस्थित नहीं होता तो भोजन नहीं बना पाते. Yes students, there are many forms of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll होता है, xanthophyll होता है, carotenoids होते हैं, chlorophyll A, B, C. We will study about all these types of chlorophyll. So we can say that there is the presence of chlorophyll due to which Euglena is able to prepare its food in the presence of sunlight. If there is sunlight, then it can prepare their food by itself. But if there is no beauty, बेटा प्लीज अपने आप को म्यूट कर लो, बहुत ज्यादा आवाज आ रही है. We have discussed if there is presence of sunlight, then they can prepare their.
सर आवाज नहीं आ रही है आपकी.
क्या हुआ बेटा? ठीक है अब?
Yes sir, अब ठीक है.
Okay. Let us see what we have discussed. We have discussed that the euglenids or Euglena are the best example of category euglenid, and these organisms prepare their food in presence of sunlight. If they are preparing their food in presence of sunlight, it means there is presence of chlorophyll due to which they are able to prepare their food. But if there is no availability of sunlight, in that situation, what happens, students? They show the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Means we can say that Euglena are the organisms which show the autotrophic as well as heterotrophic mode of nutrition. In presence of sunlight, they can prepare their own food, due to which they are.
सर आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है.
बस वही नेटवर्क की समस्या. ठीक है, राइट नाउ इट इज.
सर उसकी पर्सनल प्रॉब्लम है.
बाकी लोगों को आ रही है आवाज?
यस
सर आवाज आ रही है.
आवाज आ रही.
किसको दिक्कत है? किसको दिक्कत है? Who is suffering from sound problem? बेटा आपकी नेटवर्क की समस्या है, बाकी लोगों की यदि आवाज आ रही है तो यहाँ से कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. Let us see what we have discussed. We have discussed that Euglena is categorized in autotrophic as well as heterotrophic mode of nutrition. The reason is that it can prepare their food in presence of sunlight, due to which it is categorized into the autotrophic, and in absence of photo or absence of light, they are prepare their food. They can obtain their food from other, so they are categorized into heterotrophic mode of nutrition. And if it is showing the both autotrophic and heterotrophic mode of nutrition, then we can say that it shows the mixotrophic. Mixotrophic. Mixotrophic mode of nutrition. What am I saying, students? If organisms show both the autotrophic as well as heterotrophic mode of nutrition, then we can say that it is the mixotrophic condition. Mixotrophic means, as the name given, mixotrophic means they are showing both the autotrophic as well as heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Understood? Word mixotrophic means those organisms which show the autotrophic as well as heterotrophic mode of nutrition. The other example is Serratium. The other example of category euglenid is Serratium. Serratium is also the organism which show the characteristics like Euglena. It can also prepare their food in presence and absence of light, means it show the mixotrophic mode of nutrition. You can write here mixotrophic mode of nutrition. कौन गाना गा रहा है? ये श्रेयांश राय. गाना कम गाओ. Let us see, students. And we can say the another category is that in euglenid there is no presence of cell wall. There is no presence of cell wall. in place of cell wall, there is availability of pellicle. There is availability of pellicle. Are you able to see, students? दिख रहा है नीचे?
सर नीचे नहीं दिख रहा है।
Okay.
नहीं दिख रहा है सर।
They have pellicle, and due to presence of pellicle, they are flexible in nature. There is absence of cell wall, but due to presence of this pellicle, there is flexibility in their body. Okay, students, these topics are clear?
सर
Yes, beta.
सर ये जो फ्लैजिला नहीं सर यूग्लिना होता है, वो जो फोटोसिंथेसिस के प्रेजेंस में तो क्लोरोफिल से अपना अपना फूड बना लेता है,
Yes.
बट सर अब्सेंस में कैसे बनाता है सर?
जब
जैसे
absence
अदर
की बात-
ऑर्गेनिज्म से बनाना
Yes.
हो तो?
Yes, let us see. In absence of sunlight, it has flagella. इसके पास flagella तो है, और जब फूड की अवेलेबिलिटी
sir.
नहीं, जब उसके पास अगल बगल यूनिसेलुलर ऑर्गेनिजम्स बहुत सारे उसके प्रे पड़े होते हैं, तो जब उसको सनलाइट नहीं
Yes,
मिलता है तो अपने फ्लैजला से वो अपने फूड को क्या करता है, ऑब्टेन करता है। उसके पास जो दो पेयर फ्लैजला थे, वन पेयर फ्लैजला था, एक बड़ा एक छोटा फ्लैजला था, तो यदि ऑटोट्रॉपिक कंडीशन है, सनलाइट अवेलेबल है, उस कंडीशन में तो फूड की फॉर्मेशन कर लेता है। यदि नहीं है
yes,
तो उसके पास फ्लैजला है, वो फ्लैजला के हेल्प से अपने फूड को कैप्चर कर लेता है, हेटरोटॉपिक मोड ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन शो करता है। ठीक है?
yes sir.
एनी अदर प्रॉब्लम?
No sir.
The next topic that we have to study is slime mold. Let us see, students, the next category that we have to study is slime mold. Let us see, if we discuss about the slime mold, then we can say that slime molds are the organisms which show the consumer and decomposer characteristics. Means they are showing the consumer and decomposer characteristic. Consumer and decomposer की जब हम बात कर रहे हैं, means they are showing the heterotopic mode of nutrition. They obtain their food from dead and decay matters. They obtain their food from dead and decay matters. This is the reason that they are showing the consumer and decomposer nature of obtaining their food. You can say they show the consumer and decomposer character, due to which we can say that they show the heterotopic mode of nutrition. Heterotopic mode of nutrition, and the most important characteristics of these slime molds are that in favorable condition they show the characteristics of accumulation. In favorable condition, slime molds show the characteristics of accumulation due to which they are gathered together, and in this situation, बेटा आवाज बहुत ज्यादा आ रही है आप लोगों की. ठीक है? Due to which they gather together, and in this gathering, what happens? Hello.
Yes, sir.
What
Yes,
is the
sir.
problem?
कुछ नहीं.
Sir, nothing.
बेटा अपने आप को म्यूट कर लो, जब जरूरत हो तो फिर अनम्यूट करके अपने प्रॉब्लम दूर कर लो. Let us see if they are showing the heterotopic mode of nutrition, means we can say that they show the character of fungi and animals. How can we show? If they are showing the consumer and decomposition characteristics, it means they show the characteristics of fungi because it show the saprobic mode of nutrition, and animals, they are showing the heterotopic mode of nutrition. So we can see that they show the consumer and decomposition characteristics because they are heterotopic in nature, and saprobic condition is also developed if it is obtaining its food from the dead and decay matter. What we can say? We can say that saprophytic mode of nutrition. How can we say, students? If they are showing the heterotopic mode of nutrition, then this saprophytic condition is also a part of heterotopic. It is also a part of heterotopic mode of nutrition. One thing which I have discussed, that slime molds are the organisms which show the characteristics of accumulation. Characteristics of accumulation. In this situation, what happens in favorable condition? In favorable condition, they are found in colony. They are found in colony, but in adverse condition, or we can say in favorable condition, they form the fruiting body, due to which there is the formation of spores. What am I saying, students? In case of unfavorable condition, they develop fruiting body. They develop fruiting body, and due to development of fruiting body, they forms the spores. They forms the spore. How these two conditions created in favorable and unfavorable condition? There is the process of accumulation. Let us see what happens. Suppose that if there is favorable condition, then they are found in colony, and in this situation there is the formation of in this situation? In this situation, there is the formation of plasmodium. A very important thing, there is the formation of plasmodium. You all have heard the word plasmodium. Plasmodium is the pathogen which causes the, कौन सी बीमारी फैलाता है?
मलेरिया.
Malaria.
Malaria.
Malaria it is, but this plasmodium which is created in condition of accumulation in favorable condition, it is not similar to plasmodium vivax. Plasmodium hai, but this plasmodium cannot create or cannot be the pathogen of plasmodium vivax, or it is not creating the malaria like structure, but there is the formation of plasmodium in favorable condition in the process of accumulation. But when there is unfavorable condition, in this situation what happens, students? Suppose that these are the organisms, then it develop the fruiting body, as the word here, fruiting body. तो जब फ्रूटिंग बॉडी का डेवलपमेंट होता है, फ्रूट की तरह स्ट्रक्चर, बंच की तरह स्ट्रक्चर डेवलप कर जाता है, उस कंडीशन में क्या होता है कि जो स्पोर्स होते हैं, स्पोर्स की फॉर्मेशन होती है, एंड दीज स्पोर्स हैव कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स टू एडजस्ट इन एडवर्स कंडीशन. यदि कंडीशन एडवर्स भी है तो भी यह बड़े आसानी से एग्जिस्ट कर जाते हैं. मीन्स हम ये कह सकते हैं कि ज्यादा दिनों तक ये एटमॉस्फेयर में फैले रहते हैं, और जैसे ही अप्रोप्रिएट कंडीशन मिलती है, फेवरेबल कंडीशन मिलती है, फिर से इनकी मल्टीप्लाई शुरू हो जाती है. वंस मोर स्टूडेंट्स, इन केस ऑफ एक्युमुलेशन इन फेवरेबल कंडीशन, दे डेवलप the plasmodium, and this plasmodium is not same as the plasmodium vivax, which is the pathogen of malaria. And in case of unfavorable condition, there is the development of fruiting body, means there is the formation of spores, and you know about the characteristics of spores, that spores can be present in the atmosphere because they are very little. They have tough coating of cell wall, due to which they can survive in the atmosphere in unfavorable condition, and when the condition is in its favor, they start to multiply rapidly. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, we have to discuss about the slime. One thing more, students, we have to discuss about the reproduction, how reproduction occurs in these organisms. The reproduction in slime mold is of two types. One is oogamous and other is anisogamous. Oogamous and anisogamous. Now we have to study about the oogamous and anisogamous. Have you heard the word syngamy? Syngamy का नाम सुने हो बेटा आप?
सिंगमी.
Have you
सर
heard
सुने पर पता नहीं है.
syngamy?
नहीं सुने हैं.
You all are familiar with fertilization?
Yes sir.
Yes.
Then
Yes,
we
sir.
can say that syngamy is the synonyms of fertilization, and in synonym condition, in syngamy condition, there are three situations. One is isogamy, anisogamy, and oogamy. As the word given iso, gamy means क्या होता है? Gametes. Word gamy का मतलब होता है gametes. Iso की बात कर रहा है. In math you have studied about the isosceles. याद है? एक ट्रायंगल आप पढ़ा करते थे.
Yes, sir.
Isosceles means such type of triangles in which two sides are equal. Same
Two
word आप
sides are
यूज कर
equal.
रहे हो. Iso की बात कर रहे हो और gamous की बात कर रहे हो. Isogamy means if the two gametes, because there will be the formation of gamete in case of male and female, so both gametes are of same type, then it is called as isogamy. Anisogamy, if the word given anisogamy, it means there are the gametes but both are dissimilar with each other. दोनों एक दूसरे से कैसे हैं? Dissimilar हैं. तो क्या हो जाएगा? Anisogamy. But oogamy क्या होगा? What will be the oogamy? Oogamous is the condition in which there is, थोड़ी देर बाद आइए, there is the immotile female gamete and motile male gamete, because we have studied, students, that in case of fertilization mostly there is the movement in male gamete because there is presence of flagella. They are motile in nature. Due to presence of flagella, they are motile in nature, but the female gametes are large in size and there is no presence of flagella, due to which mostly they are immotile. आप हमेशा देखोगे तो क्या होगा, मूवमेंट किसकी होती है, मेल गैमेट की होती है. क्यों होती है? क्योंकि उनकी साइज छोटी होती है. मूवमेंट करने के लिए या तो उसमें टेल जैसे कंडीशन होता है या फ्लैजला होता है जिसकी वजह से उसके अंदर मूवमेंट होती है. तो इन केस ऑफ स्लाइम मोल्ड there is the sexual mode of reproduction by the oogamous and is an isogamous condition. आइए हम कह सकते हैं कि reproduction is oogamous or an isogamous. I hope that you all are understood about the syngamy. अभी इसके बाद वाला चैप्टर जब हम पढ़ेंगे फंगस पढ़ेंगे तो उसमें ये डिटेल में आएगा और कि सिनगैमी की प्रोसेस क्या होती है, प्लाज्मोगैमी क्या होता है, ठीक है, या कैरोगैमी क्या होता है, उसके बारे में हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे. ठीक है. द लास्ट टॉपिक दैट वी हैव टू स्टडी इज द प्रोटोजोन्स. देख लें, ओनली 10 मिनट्स टाइम बचा हुआ है हम लोगों के पास. वी शुड फिनिश टुडे दिस टॉपिक. Let us see, students, we have to discuss about the last category, that is protozoans. Protozoans. You all are familiar with the word protozoa, and the most familiar organisms of protozoa is amoeba. पढ़े हो आप इसके बारे में, अमीबा के बारे में सभी लोग फेमिलियर हो, सभी लोग जानते हो. Let us see, students,
Yes.
if we will say
Yes, sir.
about the protozoans, then they are the heterotrophic. They show the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Mode of nutrition. And they are found in fresh water also. They show the aquatic mode of habitat, but found in
Yes, sir.
fresh water, in water of lakes, water of pond. They found in fresh water, and these animals are the primitive relative of animals. याद होगा हम लोग जब प्रोटिस्टा पढ़ रहे थे तो उसमें एक वर्ड हम लोग पढ़े थे कि they show the link between the 5 kingdoms. Have you remembered?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That condition will develop in case of protozoans only. वो जो condition develop होती है वो इसी केस में develop होती है. They show the relation between the protozoans, between the monerans and animals and plants, because these protozoans show the relation between the animals, due to which we can say that they provide link. Once I am writing here, they provide link. They provide link between animals. How they provide link? We have discussed that these are the unicellular eukaryotic, and animals are also eukaryotic, but they are multicellular, due to which they provide link between the multicellular and unicellular organisms. And these protozoans are categorized into different group, 5 groups. The groups are given in your book. The first one is amoeboid protozoans.
What?
Amoeboid. Second one is
Regulated protozoans.
ciliated. The third one is
Regulated. Regulated protozoans.
flagellated, and the fourth one is
Sporozoans.
sporozoans. Sporozoans. Let us see how they are categorized into these four conditions. Yes, students, these are categorized on the basis of movement. On the basis of movement, they are categorized into different category. First of all, we have to discuss about amoeboid. In this categories, the organisms which is placed are amoeba. The best example of amoeboid is amoeba, and we all are familiar with the amoeba, that these are the organisms which do not have the different organ for locomotion and for capturing of its prey. They develop false feet, that is called as pseudopodia, and with the help of pseudopodia, they can capture their prey or they can locomote from one place to another place. We have discussed, or you all have studied about the amoeba, that amoeba is unicellular organisms in which there is the presence of contractile vacuoles. हमें उसके बारे में नहीं पढ़ना है. We have to know that amoeba do not have any locomotory organ, or there is no any organ through which it can capture its prey. There is development of what we can say. बेटा अपने आप को म्यूट कर लो जहां से साउंड क्रिएट हो रही है. Why not you mute? There is development of pseudopodia, that is the false feet. False feet, and with the help of pseudopodia, amoeba obtain its prey without any disturbance. The second thing which we have to study is ciliated. Ciliated. What is the difference between cilia and flagella? क्योंकि flagellate भी हमको पढ़ना है और ciliated भी पढ़ना है. The difference in cilia and flagella is, cilia is small in size and large in number. cilia यदि किसी ऑर्गेनिजम्स में उपस्थित है तो उसकी संख्या नियर अबाउट 100 to 300 हो सकती है, 400 हो सकती है. But we discussed that there is presence of flagella and it is no more than 3 or 4 in number. यदि flagella है तो flagella की संख्या 3-4 से ज्यादा नहीं होगी और उसकी साइज बड़ी होगी, लंबी होगी. Okay, students, let us see. First of all, we will see about the ciliated. The organisms which placed in ciliated protozoans are the paramecium. You all are familiar with paramecium, क्योंकि यूग्लिना और पैरामीशियम को तो बहुत ज्यादा दिनों से तुम पढ़ रहे हो. Paramecium. What are the characteristics? First of all, we have to see the structure of paramecium.
Yes.
यदि आप पैरामीशियम के स्ट्रक्चर को देखोगे तो it is like the sleepers. जिस तरह से चप्पल होते हैं, स्लीपर होते हैं, स्लीपर के आकार की होते हैं और इनके बॉडी के चारों तरफ छोटे छोटे सीलिया उपस्थित होते हैं और दो सीलिया के बीच में जो जगह होती है जहां से ओपनिंग होती है, जिसके थ्रू, चूंकि ये भी फ्रेश वाटर में ही पाए जाते हैं, तो वाटर मिनरल को ट्रांसपोर्ट करने के लिए सीलिया के बीच में एक गैप होता है जिसको हम गुलेट कहते हैं. क्या कहते हैं? गुलेट. अपनी बुक में देखो दिया हुआ भी है, गुलेट. These gullet are helpful in the movement of water or food molecules from outside to inside, and there is the movement of waste material from inside to outside. Then it is through this. This is gullet. Where it is present? It is present in between the two cilia. यदि आप स्ट्रक्चर को देखोगे, this is the structure of paramecium and these are the cilia. In between two cilia there is the presence of this gullet. We can say that this is the portion where cilia are not present, or this is the portion in between two cilia. So these are the gullets due to which there is the movement of food materials, waters and waste material. Okay students, you all have understood the difference between cilia and flagella. Cilia means such type of organisms. One thing more, if there is presence of cilia, then there will be unidirectional movement. यदि cilia उपस्थित है तो जो movement होती है वो unidirection होती है, क्योंकि cilia बिल्कुल पतवार की तरह काम करती है. जिस तरह से आप पतवार को देख रहे हो, नौका चलाने के लिए हम पतवार यूज करते हैं, तो उस कंडीशन में पतवार को जो हम लाते हैं तो वह सिर्फ क्या होगा,